Two Guam Department of Education schools were evacuated today as a result of what seems to be a trend of written bomb threats. PNC's Rosel Romanes reports that the Guam Police Department is investigating to find out the people responsible for these threats because, according to GPD, it's costing the community.
It's one bomb threat after another within a week, and well, today within a day.
We're pretty frustrating today. We had another bomb threat over at Southern High School that forced us to again call in law enforcement to help us as we evacuated the school, and again working with our partners, went through and swept the school again, and before we could declare it safe. And so that happened around 11 o'clock this morning. Students were out evacuated to the field for about an hour and a half, and so after that they returned to class once it was cleared.
This is the third time in a week that Southern High School had to be evacuated. Principal Rosalind Meek says the bomb threat was written in a piece of paper found inside a trash can in one of the restrooms. Just yesterday, students were sent home early because of another bomb threat found written on a cafeteria bench. While law enforcement officials, both local and federal, were addressing the situation at Southern, another bomb threat was discovered, this time at a middle school.
At the same time as we were responding to Southern High School, we received word of a threat scrawled on the wall of Agata Johnson Middle School.
Guam Homeland Security says they received a report at around 12:15 p.m. Agata was also evacuated. A sweep was also conducted. Both schools were given the all clear and classes resumed.
This has been a pattern that's happened over the last week, and so we're very concerned. Series of threats. I mean, it's clear that there are also that these are pranks, and that I don't know what the motive might be. But we're very eager to identify the individuals who may be responsible, and we're working with GPD to do that.
Fernandez reminds students that calling or writing bomb threats is classified by DOE and GPD as terroristic conduct. Notwithstanding the criminal actions taken by the police, students found guilty of this offense are subject to suspension and possible expulsion.
So we really want to discourage any further activities, any further pranks like this. I know we've had to take more stringent security measures at both Simon Sanchez High School, Southern High School, and now potentially Agata Johnson Middle School in response to what we've seen happen over the past few days. And so I know that students have contacted me, and even though they are kind of upset about the inconveniences of the evacuation as well as the rules that are being imposed, a lot of them understand that it's our responsibility to keep the school safe, and they're more upset, I think, with the students who are doing this.
There are consequences for the entire school as well. Fernandez explains that not only do schools have to take security measures, but students might have to make up for instructional time lost.
That it's one thing if it's just one day and it's an hour and a half after lunch. Typically we don't make up those days, but because this is happening multiple times, if you add the time up, I mean, you're really losing potentially a whole day of instruction.
The Guam Police Department also says enough is enough.
It's hitting the community. We're seeing the effects of the costs. We have to employ members of our K-9 unit, not just our local site with the Guam Airport, but also asking the assistance of our federal sites, such as Anderson, and of course our EOD partners in Anderson and the Navy. We want to ask the schools, the students within the schools, the respective schools, now it's time to say enough is enough. We've seen a lot of interruptions with the class times. A lot of the kids, they're graduating in April and May. They're losing a lot of class times, and all these class times that are being lost, they're going to have to be able to make that up.
Rosel Romanes, PNC News.
The most recent bomb threat at Agata Johnson Middle School marks the 7th bomb threat GDOE received within a week. A sweep was also conducted at Simon Sanchez High School because of a written bomb threat set for today, but the all clear was given early this morning.